live, and on your side. This is KTBS 3 4 o'clock news hour on KPXJ CW21.
Hello and welcome to KTBS 3 News at 4, everyone. I'm Alex Anderson.
And I'm Courtney Butts. Thanks for joining us. Now let's jump into our top 3 stories at 4. A program that's changed millions of lives may be on the chopping block. More than 50,000 students were enrolled in Job Corps nationwide last year.
They and future students holding their breath, unsure if the program will survive. The Trump administration has ordered Job Corps operations to be paused, throwing centers across the country into limbo. We go now to KTBS 3's Gabrielle Parrish. She shows us what's at stake here in Shreveport and introduces us to one graduate who says the Job Corps saved her life. Hey, Gabrielle.
Hey, Courtney. Hey, Alex. Before President Trump paused the program, Shreveport's Job Corps reportedly had 285 students enrolled. Those students were working and being housed. Since doors reopened June 9th, only about half of those students returned. KTBS was told some students didn't come back as they say they can't risk losing their beds at a homeless shelter. I spoke to a Job Corps graduate who says she wouldn't be where she is today without the federally funded program.
So I was a 13-year-old runaway. So for 3 years, God sent me to the right people.
Jamissa Swindle says her journey was anything but easy. Growing up in Shreveport's Queensboro neighborhood, the same place Job Corps is located, she found herself searching for stability and a second chance.
I knew the things that I had experienced while I was on the street. I needed a safe haven. I needed my education. And as soon as I turned 16, I enrolled.
She lived on campus, earned her GED, and picked up skills that would eventually lead her into a career in the healthcare field.
So I became a CNA, and I was actually a CNA for 15 years because I love people. And then I really became to love the elderly. I actually worked at Garden Park in Shreveport for over 10 years.
Swindle says if it weren't for Job Corps, none of this would have happened. And hearing the program may shut down feels like a punch to the gut.
That would be a huge mistake for people that don't have anywhere else to go. Like me during that time, I didn't have stability. I didn't have a home life. People need Job Corps. Youngsters need Job Corps. You know, Job Corps is from 16 to 24. You need that foundation. And some people, that's their only safe haven. And as for me, it saved my life.
The decision to shut down operations nationwide may come next week. Closing the program would end more than 6 decades of Job Corps training, education, and low-income housing for youth ages 16 to 24. I'm Gabrielle Parrish reporting live for KTBS 3. Back to you, Alex and Courtney.
All right, thanks, Gabrielle. And moving from dependence to independence, that was the message Governor Landry gave during a bill signing in Bossier City.
The governor signed 3 bills into law at the Cyber Innovation Center earlier today. All of them are aimed at reducing government outreach to help Louisiana residents become more independent. The REINS Act will require all new regulations to go through the legislature. This adds oversight and gives the public a chance to weigh in. The One Door Act focuses on welfare reform by combining TANF with Louisiana Works and SNAP with the Department of Health, and putting the programs under new management with the goal of helping more people return to work.
Our DOGE team has been working diligently to establish the tools and foster the relationships necessary to ensure efficiency in our state government like never has happened before. We are committed to responsibly managing our social programs and ensuring that the resources that are allocated to those who truly need it.
Another bill increases job search requirements for people receiving unemployment benefits. People must apply to 5 jobs each week instead of 3. The state attorney general is investigating a potential violation of the open meetings law by the Caddo Parish Commission.
The investigation stems from a resolution presented to Senator Bernie Sanders during his visit to Shreveport Saturday. The document is seen in a photograph showing President Stormy Gage Watts with City Council Chairwoman Tabitha Taylor looking on, presenting it to Sanders outside the Shreveport Municipal Auditorium. But Commissioner Chris Crackman says the resolution was not authorized and it was not on their meeting agenda. A fire at the abandoned Jolie Apartments was quickly contained by Shreveport firefighters this afternoon. Witness reported smoke coming from an already demolished building and was extinguished within minutes. Fire Chief Clarence Reese says they may have information on a person who may have started the fire, and he added that squatters have been building bridges over the creek behind the Jolie to enter the property.
Okay, weather for us here on this afternoon. We are looking at still a few scattered afternoon thunderstorms that have managed to pop up in parts of the piney woods of East Texas, meaning stretching from areas near Nacogdoches, Texas, over towards Center Texas. It's been pretty quiet, though, in areas around the I-30 corridor. Looks like an isolated shower developed right there around the region there around I-30 that you're able to see. It was probably right near New Boston region for us. There it is, and it wasn't too much going on with that. We scoot on down further to the south, Shreveport, Bossier City, things pretty quiet. Looks like we might have one little cell there to the north of Marshall. It looks like it might be approaching Jefferson if it's able to go and end up staying together. And then we look in the southern areas of the Arklatex, a few pop-up thunderstorms or showers in areas around Toledo Bend here this afternoon. Quiet weather for us in Natchitoches, Louisiana, along the beautiful banks there of the Cane River. Temperatures around the area range from the 80s to the lower 90s. Still a little bit on the hot side for us. In your planner for tomorrow, we'll see highs climb back up into the middle 90s. I'll have more details on your forecasts in a few moments.
The Texarkana Regional Airport is getting another influx of state funds to make upgrades to the airfield.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott recently approved the allocation of $22 million to be used on the airport's runway extension project. KTBS 3's Julie Parr is live in Texarkana, Arkansas with the latest on the project. Julie?
Well, Airport Director Paul Merrilich says the future of the airport is centered on cargo and maintenance, repair, overhaul work. But first, he says they need to strengthen the runway.
This project is going to be very transformative to the airport in the region because we will now be able to bring in these aircraft like a Boeing 777 or a 747 and have maintenance, repair, overhaul at our airport.
The airport plans to extend the main runway and taxiway by 500 feet and reinforce the pavement with an overlay that will support large, wide-body aircraft. Merrilich says the project is bigger than their new $49 million terminal, which opened last year. The total cost of the runway project is nearly $73 million. Merrilich says they're also moving forward on a deal with their first tenant of the maintenance facility. A paint company plans to build 4 hangars that will cost about $35 million. The construction project will be funded with revenue bonds.
We are currently in kind of like the final talks with a company which is looking at building about 170,000 square feet of hangar space, having 150 jobs that pay on average about $50,000. And so we're really excited to be able to bring those jobs to our community.
And the Texarkana Airport is jointly owned by the Twin Cities. So far, the state of Arkansas has contributed nearly $17 million to the runway project. The airport has also received $8 million in federal funding. Reporting in Texarkana, Arkansas, Julie Parr, KTBS 3 News.
All right, thanks, Julie. And the airport plans to break ground on the runway, taxiway, and hangar project next year. The runway is expected to be completed in January 2027. The airport's first maintenance overall company is expected to be up and running by 2028.
The Shreveport Police Department underwent firearms intelligence training today. The training was in collaboration with the ATF, the United States Attorney's Office, the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office, the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office, the Shreveport City Marshal's Office, and the LSU Shreveport Police Department. Over 100 officers were in attendance.
We work hand in hand with the Shreveport Police Department, and what we were learning about today are some very dangerous automatic weapons that we're seeing on the streets of Shreveport, and how to, our part here today was to provide some information about how to bring those cases to us so they can be prosecuted.
The session focused on privately made firearms, machine gun conversions, homemade silencers, and more.
Meanwhile, SPD hosted its second annual Next Gen Career Fest today. The event offers kids aged 12 to 16 a hands-on experience that highlights various career paths in law enforcement, from forensics and canine operations to SWAT and patrol procedures. The goal is to ignite long-term interest in public safety careers.
They'll be able to go over and learn a life skill, which is we're going to teach them how to do the Heimlich maneuver today. Our academy staff is doing that. They'll also get some water safety information from our lake patrol. Our mounted patrol is here to show them a little bit about how we take care of our mounted units. downtown. And the last thing they'll do is talk a little bit of recruiting, but we hope that we're inspiring them to be the next generation of police officers.
SPD also hopes the event helps build positive, lasting relationships between kids and the officers who serve the community.